Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are talking about Quant QNT, but before we go any further, we need to discuss the giveaway winner of the last video. If you want to skip ahead, I'll leave timestamps down below, but to enter, like the video and comment down below your favorite crypto that was listed in the video. Now the winner is, picked at random, Cindy Pug Lissy 3. Now Cindy, comment down below in today's video your Twitter @, I'll DM you, get sent to your XRP address, and show proof in the next video. Now if you did not win, it's not all bad news, right? You can actually get a discount on the Decent Hardware Cold Wallet, and if you're from the US on top of that, good chance you get free shipping as well. You probably won't get much cheaper for a Cold Wallet other than Black Friday or the seasonal discounted events or whatnot. You won't get much cheaper. Now we're on today's video, right? So Quant Network, I want to discuss the book of Quant Network, right? If there was a book in electronic form in today's video, sort of like an ebook of Quant Network, so to speak. Now, two sections for today's video. The first part being, what is it, who do they work with, and who are they? And the second part being the competition, the token, and the conclusion. We go into market updates, but I want to decode Quant Network for what it is. So that's what we're talking about in today's video. So straight away, let's go straight into it. Number one, what is it? Right, Quant Network, what is their interruptibility solution? Is the Overledger. Right? The Overledger is a operating system that sits on top of every blockchain, and the Overledger connects distributed ledger technology across all of these blockchains. And these blockchain networks can communicate and transact seamlessly with each other through the Overledger, and it goes beyond just blockchain, like enterprise blockchain, payment APIs, IoT APIs, banking APIs, the apps you use, the payment processors you use on a day-to-day basis. They need that interruptibility, right? And we talk about blockchain exploding. There's already been an explosion. We're just at the beginning here, right? If you look at the US blockchain technology market, to project to go, tenfold in the coming years, 2027, 2028, and 2029, 2030. You think about every industry, every market can be infiltrated with blockchain, supporting a wide array of use cases and applications. Interruptibility is needed. And you think about also permissioned and permissionless, like permission like Corda, Quorum, Hyperledger, to even permissionless like Bitcoin, Ethereum, for example, right? You can even think about off-chain legacy networks. You need any interruptibility, look to the Overledger. And from a technical standpoint, we could go into the details of the application layer, the filtering order layer, the transaction layer, the protocol layer, but I don't think too many people are interested in that process. Just know we're talking about end-to-end interruptibility. Now, to go further into that point, let's talk about Cybos 2022 that just passed, right? We're talking about the world's global premier financing event, big entities there, right? You can have a little look here off the bat at the exhibitors: Architecture, ANZ Banking Group, Amazon Web Services, Barclays, BNY Mellon. You get the gist, right? Quant is there networking with these entities that are there, and they're constantly stating, as Gilbert said in a previous interview, they want blockchain, they want DLT, and looking to Quant to solve those processes because it can improve their services, and DLT can improve financial services in general, connecting legacy to DLT. Okay, so far we've went over what it is and the need for it. As a bonus one, what the need is, as it's going every by the day, a connection need between legacy and DLT. Number two, who do they work with? Now we know the main ones: Oracle, world's largest database company; Blockchain, regional network for 12 Latin American countries, where we know Quant are involved with creating the Latin American dollar, going live in 2023, but Blockchain is live. Nexter Group, connected over 1,000 financial institutions, all chosen Quant as their interruptibility solution. But the newer one I want to talk about is UST. This was not big enough news when it was announced, in my opinion. Right, let's go to this LinkedIn post here by Sander Teal. UST, you can see here. So have you heard of UST before? You probably haven't, right? In the technology magazine, it says UST is the best kept secret in technology. Right, they service, I think it was 150 of the global 1,000. The global 1,000. Let's read some of the article and go back to this. So, a partner UST, a leading digital transformation solutions company to provide technical integration and tokenization services to central and commercial banks and capital market participants. Tokenization services. We look to Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has stated tokenization is the next era of markets. With that information, I believe this partnership, the holders of QNT, are going to benefit in the future when tokenization is in full swing, with regulatory clarity in the correct place, and that's when tokenization is truly going to prosper. All these partnerships were all in the infancy stages. We can talk about Oracle, 430,000 customers ready for the Overledger. Ready for it. We can talk about Nexi back in September, and they were chosen by the European Central Bank to develop a front-end prototype for making payments with the digital euro. And when that's in place, QNT holders are set to benefit from these partnerships. So far, we know what it is, we know the interoperability solution, we know who they work with, but whose hands are we in? Who are they? We talk about investing in these ideas, but the people is a very, very important part. So let's go on to Gilbert Verdin. His portfolio, we spoke about it many times on the channel. It speaks for itself. He's worked at top banks, payments companies, UK government, US government, Australian government, and on top of all that, founding ISO TC307. Swiftly moving on to the rest of the team, we have Martin Hargreaves, Chief Product Officer, Vice President at Vocalink, presumably where he met Gilbert Verdin, being a Chief Information Security Officer at Vocalink, a MasterCard company. We have Lara Verdin, Chief Operating Officer. She worked at Deloitte, GSK, Pfizer, many other healthcare companies. We have Andrew Carrier, Chief Marketing Officer. He's worked at JP Morgan and Swift, big names. Moving on to the board of directors, we have Neil Smith. He was the ex-CEO and chairman of Comcast. And the last one, probably one of the most important ones, Guy Deastreet. He worked at Morgan Stanley. It was UBS and Rockefeller Management. And we know about the Rockefeller family, one of the richest families in the world, and their connections to the ultra-wealthy and the ultra-elite. It's such an asset to have someone like Guy on your board of directors, and the volumes it speaks for him to work there in the first place, the connections he must have, then come to Quant Network. All of their pre-existing occupations speaks volumes as to what Quant Network is and what it's going to be in the future. I think we are in good hands in terms of leadership. Now moving on to section 2 of the video, the competition. Now, arguably, there's no competition when it comes to Quant, because even these other interoperability solutions, the Overledger actually empowers and offers additional functionality. So we can look towards Cosmos Atom and Polkadot Dot. I'd say they're both decent investments in my opinion. I don't invest in any, but let's go into their solutions when it comes to interoperability. So, Polkadot is an attempt to reduce the isolation of various blockchains by introducing interoperability. In general, blockchains cannot interact with each other, and dApps have often limited to a single platform. Through the use of relay chains and bridges, Polkadot will allow blockchain applications, transactions, and assets to interact with blockchains that do not natively support them. Now we're on to Cosmos. We can see here Cosmos is best known as an interoperability solution for connecting multiple Layer 1 blockchains. The common theme there is blockchain to blockchain interoperability, right? It's limited interoperability. It's not true interoperability. It's mainly within their own ecosystem and just crypto in general. You look towards the Overledger gateways for true interoperability with legacy and DLT. Also, another form of interoperability, which is very difficult, is private to private. Look towards API gateways, right? Let me play this little clip here of Greg Lunt at GregLunt27.
Now, what we have is really the top diagram. When you want to move assets, you actually have to transfer the asset to a mediating entity, and they will forward it to the next person in the network. So it creates this dependency on this entity. It goes against everything that decentralized technology is supposed to be. So what we want is the ability in the bottom there to have a gateway talk to another gateway in a direct, secure, and atomic manner over this network of networks.
You even see on Larry Fink's annual chairman's letter, he stated that at BlackRock, we continue to explore the digital assets ecosystem, especially areas most relevant to our clients, such as permission blockchains and tokenization of stocks and bonds. Now, this all being said, the goal is to connect, not compete with these assets, right? The Overledger is going to allow users from Cosmos interoperate with Polkadot. It is all good sunshine and rainbows at the end of the day, right? That is the end goal here. Now we're on to the second part, the token. We talk about licenses and fees. Utility is very important. All the information I've given you is very important because it always relates to QNT, because the Overledger cannot function without QNT. I like XRP, I love XRP, it's my top pull, but when you talk about Ripple, not everything that Ripple is involved with involves XRP. So knowing all this information affects QNT is really valuable and really reinforces the investment that you have. So talking about licenses, from the information that I've seen, what Gilbert Verdin, the CEO, has said in the Telegram, these licenses fees are paid annually. Some are actually paid in fiat when enterprises want to do that, and the quant treasury converts them to QNT. Another use case is fees. You can look towards platform fees and consumption fees when it comes to signing and validating those transactions. So much use for the QNT token. So rest assured, your investment when it comes to that is actually being utilized. Number 3, lastly, the conclusion. The conclusion is this is a fantastic investment. It ticks the majority of boxes that I see. No product can be perfect and nothing is set in stone. I don't really like the idea of maxing something, going all in, because anything can happen. Look at Alliance Block, ALBT, a fantastic investment. Not saying it's no longer a fantastic investment of NXRA, but look what happened. A lot of people were very affected by that and not investing ever again. So I think it's very, very important to diversify. That being said, we look at all the aspects. On top of that, there's scarcity. You see BTC. You're trying to find the next BTC, the next Ethereum. I think QNT is one of those, but obviously nothing like those projects. When we talk about the scarcity standpoint of BTC, only 0.27 of the world population can own one BTC each. Even less for QNT, and there's actually utility on top of that. I truly believe we have our hands on a 2015 BTC. We're not super early. We're not at the 1-digit price points, the lower 2-digit price points, but we are still considerably early, considering the time span on QNT, what's going to have, and who's going to buy next per one, buying the top, buying the majority of your profit-taking bags. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.